If you play daily fantasy sports, stay tuned for full lineups, advice, locks, and more, all entirely free and in less than 5 minutes. My name is Quick Pick Nick, and I use multiple handwritten, detailed computer programs, statistics, and trends to present which players you need to succeed in a given slate of games. Unlike other fantasy sports channels, Quick Pick Nick gives you locks based on the hard data and numerical values instead of my own hunch. And by using mathematical models completely independent of personal biases, I'm able to come up with the picks that have been proven to win cash over time. In addition, all of my videos can be viewed in under 5 minutes. Nobody has time anymore to watch a 30-minute video just for a few random picks, which is why I give you the facts and significance of each player that you need without wasting a second. And if you're skeptical about how my model works, I'll go through the bare basic details of the process right now. I start by first feeding the program all relevant statistics of a given player. Once those statistics have been entered, I enter all relevant statistics of that player's opponent's defense. I'm able to adjust the player's original statistics by either increasing or decreasing a category based on how well the defense performs in that category. If I'm going too fast for you, that's kind of the point. You'll be in and out within 5 minutes every time. We're about halfway through the program at this point, as after the projected fantasy points per game is calculated, the program then calculates how many fantasy points should be expected from that player at his given price. This value is calculated using a series of equations drawn from trend lines that were formatted based on all players' projections as well as their prices. What these equations tell me is how many points someone should be expected to score purely based on their price point. For example, for full contests in the NBA on FanDuel, a player who costs $10,000 should be expected to score approximately 40 points or more. Once I have the fantasy points per game, which has been adjusted due to defensive statistics, and the expected value based exclusively on price, I calculate the difference to find what I refer to as a player's comp. This comp tells me how much a player is likely to outperform their expected outcome given their price. A higher comp means that a player is likely underpriced, whereas a lower comp means that a player is likely overpriced. After my program automatically sorts a list of comps in order from highest to lowest at each position, the second program finds sharp discrepancies and drop-offs between comps. For example, comparing Lamar Jackson and Drew Brees, the first and second best players according to their expected outputs given their prices, the difference in comps is nearly 5, whereas the difference in comps between Brees and Garoppolo is only half a point, meaning that Lamar Jackson is likely an outlier in terms of expected performance and someone you should spend the extra money on for this lineup. Okay, now that we're out of the mud and done with the process, I can start to wrap things up and give you a few more details about my channel. In addition to giving you these individual players, I end each video with a full lineup, meaning that if you don't want to make guesses at filling in your own positions, I have a lineup made just for you. If you do want to make your own conclusions though, then I have all players clearly marked into one of two categories: locks and lotteries. The locks are players who have significant comp differences, like Lamar Jackson, meaning that you will likely miss out on a huge number of fantasy points if you don't have all of the locks in your lineup. Lotteries, on the other hand, are more luck-based players and harder to discern from the list of comp. There's always going to be an element of luck involved in daily fantasy sports, and I'm not going to lie to you by claiming every lineup I make is perfect. The locks tend to be accurate a majority of the time, but the lottery section is where players can be replaced by whomever you might think will perform better based on personal preference. And that's basically how my entire channel works. I run the numbers through a series of complex programs and equations, give you the locks and lotteries, and let you decide how to play your game. Do you want to take my advice one for one and use the finished lineup at the end of the video, or make a few substitutions for the lottery players? It's up to you, and my video allows you to make that choice however you want. If you want to get more details on those players that you need to succeed and make some money over on FanDuel or DraftKings, be sure to check out my channel, Quick Pick Nick, and subscribe for fantasy content across all sports. Thanks for watching.